Welcome back. I am super excited about tonight's dinner. We are making Italian sausage sandwiches on the Blackstone griddle. There's lots of different ways people go about doing this, different sauces people add, different seasonings, different types of sausage. You can go mild, you can go sweet, you can go spicy. And this is what we're choosing to go with. So we're starting with some sweet Italian sausage. My wife actually also found some Italian style sausage that already has some mozzarella cheese inside, which that'll be interesting to see how that turns out, just kind of a little extra. Some of the ingredients we're using, I like this garlic infused olive oil. We're gonna lay that down on the griddle first before we start cooking anything. Some balsamic vinegar, and the balsamic vinegar is something I found online, and I've cut up lots of green peppers and onions and sliced them up kind of long slices, you know, like you would do maybe for fajitas or for Philly cheesesteaks or something like that. And all the veggies are tossed in this balsamic vinaigrette, and they've only been in it for about 10 or 15 minutes or so. Not too long. I don't want them to get too soggy or anything like that. And we're gonna lay that down on the griddle. We're gonna add some crushed tomatoes. We've got some garlic, salt and pepper. Our go-to for any kind of sandwich like this, whether it be Philly cheesesteaks or these sausage sandwiches, is always Martin's Hoagie rolls. They're our favorite. I like a softer bread than some of the harder Hoagie rolls that you can find. And this is our favorite. So that's what we're doing today, so let's get at it. All right, we're back out at the griddle. We're gonna get going here. The first thing we're gonna do is start with the sausage, because this is raw pork sausage, and so we're gonna give it some time to cook. So that's what we're gonna throw on first. Got the sweet Italian sausage. Did forget one thing, the garlic infused olive oil. You kind of have to shake it up a little bit because the little bits of garlic tend to go down to the bottom. So we're going to start with that. Just a little. Don't need too much for this sausage, but we're going to start with that. And just to clarify, for the griddle, I've got these two burners that I'm going to cook the sausage on first, on a little closer to medium, and I've got the other two burners on low, and that's where we're going to toss all our veggies. But because this sausage will take a little longer, we're going to wait until the sausage is just about there before we start working on the veggies. One quick thing, when you're cooking with tongs, you always want to make sure and give the tongs a quick little test. Very important, make sure they work before you start using them. I'm sure you've seen the internet meme, but it's true, right? Have you ever seen someone cook with tongs where they don't give it a little test before they start cooking? So I'm not adding any kind of seasoning to the sausage themselves. I mean, there's a lot of flavor going on in the sausage already anyways. But by the time we mix it with balsamic vinegar coated veggies and crushed tomatoes and some minced garlic, and it's cooking on some garlic infused olive oil, then we're going to add a little salt and pepper to the veggies. I really don't think it needs anything else. And we're going to top this with some cheese at the end. Alright, so these sausages are not quite 100% cooked all the way through, I'm guessing. The outside's starting to look like what we want, but I'm going to go ahead and start on the veggies on the other side of the grill, and hopefully the goal will be for everything to kind of meet in the middle and be done at the same time. So let's get going on these veggies. Again, first thing we're going to do is pop down some of this garlic infused olive oil for our veggies to cook on. We're going to put a little bit more this time, because I'm going to be taking up more surface area with all of these veggies. We are unapologetically garlic lovers, so I'm going to supplement the garlic infused olive oil with a little bit more minced garlic. And I know it's the lazy route to buy already minced garlic, but you know what? Got our veggies that have been marinating in a little bit of balsamic vinegar. We're going to toss those on. Now before I add the crushed tomato sauce to this, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to all these veggies. Now we add the crushed tomato sauce. So what that's going to do is not only give it the flavor, but it's also going to help with all the moisture and the steam that this is going to create. It's going to help soften up those veggies a little bit faster for us. I'm not going to use the whole can. My wife and I, neither one of us really like a soggy sandwich. We don't like our bread to be too soggy, so I'm not going to add the whole can. Just enough to give it that little bit of pop of flavor. So one thing I've mentioned in my videos in the past is with the windscreens on here, this thing gets so hot. I find a lot of times, even on low, it's hard to cook without things popping, or I really got to stay on top of it. So, but sometimes it gets windy out here in Cary's Grill and Chill, and I need those windscreens on there, so I just leave them on all the time. But to help these veggies along a bit, I'm going to cover them. So these 4 sausages here that I mentioned earlier that my wife found that had the cheese in them, they're already fully cooked and smoked sausage. So I'm going to take those off now, and don't want to risk overcooking these guys. And we're going to leave the sausages that were raw on here to cook just a bit more. So while our veggies keep softening up, one thing we like to do with these sausages, and I do this when I cook hot dogs on the griddle or brats or anything like that, we like to butterfly them open. For one, it ensures that inside's got a little bit of a crust on it, or kind of a sear like we get on the outside of the casing. And we like that little crunch on the inside as well. It also makes kind of a nice little area for all of our toppings, and that's the way we like to do it. So here we go. That's hot. Whew. And that's one of the reasons why it was so important to put a little bit more oil on the veggie side of the griddle than we did on the sausage side, because that tomato sauce will stick in a hurry. Alright, so now we're getting that nice crust on the inside of those sausages that I like. These sausages are done. I'm going to turn this side of the griddle completely off. So these veggies are right where we want them to be too. So my wife and I both agree on this. We like the veggies in a sandwich like this to be a little bit softer, but we also are a little bit softer than just a raw veggie, of course, but we also don't want them to be too soft. We still want a little bit of that crunch when we bite in. So I think these are right where we want them, so I'm going to get everything off. We're going to go inside, we're going to make a couple sandwiches and see how it turned out. Okay, we're back inside. Let's give this thing a shot. Like I said, we like to go with the Martin's Hoagie rolls. They're really soft bread and they're perfect for this kind of sandwich. It's just what we like. So I'm going to start by getting some of this sweet Italian sausage. I'm going to go with the sweet Italian sausage. And like I said, we got that nice crust on the inside because we butterflied them open. I think my wife will go with the smoked sausage that has the mozzarella cheese inside. But I'm going to go with the sweet Italian sausage here. We're going to put some of these peppers and onions that have cooked in our tomato sauce. Put that on there. And then the one thing we didn't need outside that I'm going to top this guy with is some shredded mozzarella cheese. that out a little bit. All right, we gave the cheese a little bit of time to melt a little bit, and now we're gonna give this thing a shot. And this is a hefty sandwich. So let's give it a whirl. So that's an Italian sausage sandwich. Pretty proud of that one, don't mind saying. Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and we'll see you next time.